seen some glimpse of hope. Even in their loss against Leviathan, they wanted to be more proactive around the map with the information that they get. They were definitely proactive, especially on the defensive side. Now it's to make sure that they iron out the chaos. They're able to fight as a team in that chaos. And Fracture is a perfect map now for MIBR, as they had a great start, a great map against Leviathan just a couple of days ago.
Really was, and they have to come in now not knowing what 100 Ds will play in it. They don't mind. It still seems like they feel comfortable for Fracture. The teamwork for 100 Ds will be heading towards that B site as MIBR was sitting in spawn, ready to lean to the site that needed to be affected first, and they're already here at the front door, ready to attack. Right back onto that plan. Pink Shell slow it down for a moment, but it's going to be Timotino and Asuna coming up big with 2 fast kills. And Bang will start to tack on a little bit more damage as MIBR get a chance now to figure out where the members are of 100 Thieves, and it's 2 left. Asuna and Timotino still getting that plant down, so it was a nice distraction, but not enough to follow through with the round as Asuna takes down Zekin. And it's going to be 100 Thieves grabbing pistol.
And you're going to put that into the obvious work of Doom Bros, the new assistant coach coming in for 100 Thieves. They talked about it for Asuna and for Timotino, that he has been the anti-stratter for any teams that 100 Thieves had to face against. And MIBR played the similar pistol round as they did against Leviathan. A 1-3-1, figure out where the action's going to be coming from, and just flood retake when you have a chance. 100 Thieves, they all played outside of that smoke, ready to fight through the smokes against a retake attempt of MIBR, and it just had to come down to those duels, and Asuna steps up big with a 3K.
You always said yesterday that Doom Bros comes in with the PowerPoints and the Doom Bros TED Talks. They're working here. Tim almost a little too much range on the judge there, but it's cleaned up by Asuna as they clear another kill and just whittle away at the numbers of MIB out here for a second round. Kind of feeling out the map and making sure they are kind of playing in that not fully respect mode. They show MIBR that they're ready to push and ready to make plays, not playing on the back heel.
And that fight from Timotino with the judge, that's not going to be as effective in the next couple of weeks here as well, with the changes around the shotguns. Nonetheless, I love that there's respect here. Cryo getting pinged out and doesn't even care, and battles 2 individual duels, even damaging a second player after taking 1 before falling down, and this should be an easy pulse plant for 100 Thieves.
We have Verno on the sky too, Devora's Fade. Let's see how they use that specifically throughout the match.
Yeah, and Asuna already has a showstopper going into the next round too for the bonus, so this is huge. Right now, just let Asuna tuck in, let the other ones find the kill here against Verno. And this will be the question too for MIBR going into this game. Last time when they looked really good against Leviathan, they had so many rounds starting off on the attack. We haven't seen too much defense. They won 4 rounds in a row. A lot of forced buys around Leviathan as well. They got denied, so you really didn't have the opportunity to see what value this MIBR composition really brings out on the defense. Because for me personally, it should be a struggle for MIBR on the defense. The only thing that you have in terms of active information is Skydog, Sky flashes for contact without knowing numbers, and also an aggressive camera that you throw on defense, right? So that's really all you got. So would the game plan continue to be like a 1-3-1? Even like the pistol round that you have for MIBR, and try to react through that, have an aggressive op as well from Aspas as soon as possible would probably be the next thing, which you see right now. Instantly bringing it out.
Oh, no way. That looked like the collateral, if anything, and Timotino shuts it down. Aspas can't get a hit off. Zekin is there to pick it up, though. And it's going to be 100 Thieves looking to put all the eggs in one basket after that.
It's perfect. After that pick 2, you know that they're playing double duelists on that side. Zekin's going to pick it up, but at the same time, even if the op is still posted on the A site, it's still going to be a 4 versus 1. You whiff 1, and then the other 3 could come in and just overtake the site. So the pivot back from 100 Thieves to re-hit towards A off the showstopper is huge.
Reacting to the utility, a quick hand-delivered ultimate from Asuna onto Verno as they make their way into the site. And this is where 100 Thieves feel comfortable to activate. Anytime they see that util, they kind of just push forward right into the site. This one still leaves a bunch of them main and MIBR wondering how to use these weapons, or save the weapons, really, for the end of the round. It looks like a save.
Yeah, you have no choice. Really, when you're playing in this type of meta right now, especially against double duelists, and you're pulling it off on defense, you have to make sure that your first op shot lands when you're taking aggressive lines. If you're losing that fight and you're losing that lane and you're forced to play a retake off the double duelist space that the opponents take, it's so hard to retake on that map. Or any map, as a matter of fact. And you're playing against a Brimstone, right? This is 20-second smokes when they get dropped down. That's so much delay. And 100 Thieves could just play off-site, play disciplined, and just play their crossfires perfectly, and that allows for them to convert a beautiful bonus round. And MIBR, though, they have a chance to fight in the next round by salvaging the yacht from Aspas.
Yeah, still a bit saved there. Asuna 7-0. He can basically appear in a position in the map, and they're going to have to figure that might be the full play, because he is hot right now.
And that was an easy kill, too. Not only the showstopper, but it's also thanks to the Prowler that Vora actually brought out.
Yeah.
It locked into Verno, so Asuna knew exactly where the gap was going to be for him to get that showstopper kill. A reversed 007, which is, again, a great start for Asuna, who looks like prime Asuna from the early days of 100 Thieves. Signed up as a little demon alongside with Dicey.
Yeah.
Aspas actually just spotted ahead here. That was Bang on the other side, but only spots one. That might force a tempo, though, for 100 Thieves to start working towards the A site.
Remember that operator is a very big point for them to be able to capture these rounds in their eyes. Asuna dropping Timatino, keeping the kills going, but just in the wrong way as he picks up, yes, Zekin before finally going down here. Vora is looking to sort himself in sight here so they can get the plant down, but this is going to be a crash in from MIBR, the round they've been looking to take back and get themselves on the board. Bang opens the door and says hello to one. What a reposition! And then a second. No, he didn't have enough for Verno. As Verno comes out on top, and it's a look towards Spawn here. They have a lot of time to work with. He's got to get Tex over here for this. Plays from Vora, just trying to source him out. Nicely played, calm by MIBR. Verno helps to capture that round for the team, and this will be an easy defuse.
Just unfortunate, too. I wonder what really broke the damage for Timotino, because, yes, he got killed by the name for Asuna, but who is walking up that rope with 10 HP remaining, pretty much? So it didn't really allow for them to really split into the area of Sands. And unfortunately, won't be able to see what really caused that damage, but a nice attempt. It really came down to those hero plays. You needed that to come out. It was basically a 3 versus 5.
The nade killed me through the wall, man. What the hell?
He thought he was safe. Thought he was safe. Unfortunately not, but it's still, you know, a great momentum for 100 Thieves here. 3 rounds of bonus round. Now an op on the attack. I love this too. This is also basically going into the walk glitch. It's gotten a lot of successes right now on the attack side too, because a lot of teams right now are trying to save a little bit into the utility, but what a shot by Zekin. The surprise factor already gone. Annihilated in MIBR. Have a strong foot in this round.
Not even something they really went to pick back up on that right side. Everything about the front side of B is being left open for now. It's just Tex and Aspas watching Arcade. They might get timed here as they decide to switch this one back and forth, not feeling comfortable in the site as a few of the smokes start to come down.
Interesting, too. Looks like they're going to try to just break trip and hop into it.
Oh, my. Aspas always just playing right in the most dangerous position. Tex still standing tall at Arcade, and they drop one, and he's waiting for somebody to enter the smoke with the op out. 100 Thieves are trying to find where they can get these kills, and they're coming up everywhere now. Tex and Mazzino fall as 100 Thieves get a plant.
Big fight here.
Be a 3v3. Zekin clears another one, second one for the round. He's going to play with his food a little bit on the top side just to give MIBR a chance back in the front side. Now Asuna's the last one left, and no chance to get out of that one alive. MIBR with the defuse, and Aspas is going to be built up on all points.
Great delay, too, from Mazzino with the orbital strike. Yes, it split off the attack. Your duelist still made it in, but Vora had to backpedal, and he had the spike on his back. So that gave a chance here for MIBR to rotate around, get all the info with the Seekers on top of that, and allow the backstabs to happen for Zekin to move confidently on that flank from Dish to Arcade. Now you're seeing, too, the
nice, guys. Let's go, guys.
Lots of value.
It seems like they're just waiting a little bit for all the smokes to clear, and 100 Thieves will give them the peaks that they want and quickly clean up the site.
Yeah, looking at this time around, too, we're trying to set a presence of what info you could find. Hopefully the Prowler sees the Opper, but unfortunately, well, okay, I was going to say Zekin had a chance to really just break it with the rifle because he was already pushed up, but because Aspas breaks it, look at how comfortable now 100 Thieves could start walking up here and splitting into this B site. Should have been Zekin, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It allowed for you to get this trap play after it.
Now an easy read towards the right. That was seen, gun seen. Asuna's going to have to break that. Don't want to spend too much time on the top of the map. Everybody's going to be seeing your head here as they just slowly walk this one through the site. I think they have to know this is going to be a flank this time, right?
Especially
Not
with the
seeing
trip
too
broken.
much. Yeah, they're trying to push spawn as much as possible. They read this already. What a hit here from 100 Thieves. Going to be just as good from MIBR in these last few seconds. The trades start to come into the site, and then they slow. Everybody realizes it's been a flip of the site, and it's going to have to be reorganized, rethought. Tex knows to stopping him from getting in. Austin is still able to watch with Timotino's crossfire there, and they are just sourcing all of these kills beautifully in a site that got flipped on its head. Vora hiding in there. Nobody's going to be able to get on this bike as Mazzino tries to get out. It's still Vora's kill, and you can hear 100 Thieves on stage right now, absolutely roaring to be able to grab that round back.
And that was a huge round. We saw that triple flank coming in from MIBR. Unfortunately, the daggers don't hit, but even when Aspas updrafts, he sees 2 players forward spawn. So they have identification of where the players are at. They know one's lurk and even stop the lurk from Cryo in the back. And I love that you just try to slow down things for a bit, try to reassess for MIBR, but just unfortunately here, when it comes down to these duels, it's a red-hot Asuna, as we mentioned before.
11-2 now.
He does not want to lose.
Very quickly playing forward. A huge opener from Zekin here. MIBR actually needs to play the lives back up and continue this strength. To be able to take down Timotino in the previous round, still 100 Thieves did a lot of damage. 100 Thieves are going to be turned away now to get to A and see if they can pinch it from 2 sides.
The game plan is always the same so far for 100 Thieves. Identify the op, go on the other side. The thing is for MIBR, though, they're not proactive. They're not moving the op around the map to get a lot of value yet. But I'm sure in the next couple of rounds, you should see more proactiveness coming out here from Aspas once they start realizing that they're always escaping him.
Util dump into sight. Asuna's part of that. They get bumped a little bit on their way in with that concuss, and now Vora gets the opener. Showstopper started up as they call down the orbital strike here. Mazzino forces out 2 kills on the Vora and Bang, and they're quickly traded back with the Brimstone dueling ults.
Killed him before he got killed by the ult, too. Yeah. That's amazing. Shot onto Bang.
Has to be quick. He knew he was dead to rights. He tried to make the best of it.
30 seconds left.
Ryo looking down, gets that play from Zekin. MIBR pick up a 3rd round now, and it just keeps it within 1 to keep that pressure on 100 Thieves.
Zekin was just trying to find his single timing too instead of waiting for a 3-2-1 swing with Aspas. Woo. And this is what we're looking for, right? Just a couple rounds ago when it was Aspas that shot the Prowler, you need Zekin to be with him to bring the util that's trying to flush out the op and still keep that element of surprise up.
Good job.
It almost gave him a chance there to get an opener with the operator, but at the end of the day, it's still those 2 duelists closing out the rounds here for MIBR and keeping this game close. So it's a great start that we had for 100 Thieves. We're seeing a very, very nice game as soon as the money came right here for the MIBR team.
Zekin's been so confident to keep these positions. In a lot of situations, you think somebody would exit right away. Still is able to get help from Verno here from the right side as 100 Thieves are gaining a bit of that util orb space before they just move back out.
The walk down right here from Aspas.
They don't know about it yet, and he's going to be right in front of this. They feel safe, but it is less than that. Vora goes down.
Flicks into a headshot just to make sure that Vora's dead. I love it.
Going to get in front of the smoke again. MIBR is starting to push from both sides here. They got to be careful. They have numbers up right now, but that cannot happen. It's going to be weapon pickup as well here for 100 Thieves as they start to move forward. A little bit util to clear, and they clear another one. Mazzino goes for the peak, knowing that they just got guns in A main.
Trying to find the timing off the boom bud, but it's still Asuna that wins the duel. Aspas once again, his turn to try to find the timing. So far for 100 Thieves, Bang has that molly for the pulse plan. It's not really planned for an easy molly, so he kind of has to line it up out in the open off the whiff. Off the cuff, rather.
One enemy
so much
remaining.
patience. Just seeing the head get bonked to the side there as 100 Thieves have the angle of their choice to lock in another round, and the Thrifty does come through.
And it was a Shiko round for 100 Thieves. So even if Aspas gets first blood, you saw that on one side, Timotino's creating that diversion,
One enemy
pushing him down here as that Neon, forcing the players to walk out from the side of MIBR to retake control, regain control of A main, and they get caught off by Sheriffs. Like I said, it's okay because MIBR wanted to be more proactive around the map. That's their game plan. That's what they wanted to change going into this game. I respect that. But it's 100 Thieves that has that little bit of an extra layer in terms of the ante of like, hey, they like to do this now, let's try to punish in those moments. And it was a perfect bait. Nice flick shot for Isaac in there.
The opening kills are huge for MIBR here. They got to figure out a way to solidify and convert these rounds now in that 5v4 position. This is their low buy round too.
Exactly. And Zekin won that duel first with the Phantom. Now they juggle it over to Ospas over your rifle. Exactly. And he gets
another
his.
one. Beautiful return on that. Get a little uplink. So they're going to try to push this to make sure none of these guns can be recovered. Nicely done. Timotino gets a lot of damage down now. And damage onto him isn't going to matter. He gets a little slide onto Mazzino to make sure it kills into heaven, and they are just running through the site to make sure they solidify this and no more damage is done. Timotino is a hype for farming the eco kills.
And that's the thing. I think it's the big turnaround as well, though, because it looks really good with the first duels coming out from MIBR. Individual locations, both duelists getting value out of that rifle that they were salvaging. Both Zekin and Ospas connect onto it, and Timotino saves that round.
Come on! W admin for holding my chair, bro.
They're quick out there. They have to be. They have to be. Multiple.
The first bloods that both Zekin and Ospas are delivering so far. Trying to convert these rounds at that man advantage.
Another 100 Thieves was able to kind of say no, but it was that low buy. Still, like you said, Zekin, first bloods, being able to trade with Ospas to continue that duo Bash Brothers synergy. Oh, what a dangerous peek, but he knows he's still fast enough. Gets hit by the Prowler. That's going to make it tough for Zekin to follow up, but damn, what a shot from Ospas to just creep out for that.
Super clean one, too, and Zekin's been a thorn to the side of Leviathan with the Neon Judge on split. So he was trying to pull it out this time around too, trying to play that bait and switch. But great utility from Voro just to answer back onto the first blood from Ospas, and they identify Zekin, and they already even up the field. And now taking the advantage from the neural theft of Cryo, realizing that you're playing retake once again.
They try to answer with Seekers just to get a bit of that info back to counter. Cryo's already going to work on Verno towards A here, realizing the play was going to be solo, and they crash onto the B site. Asuna already has the high ground as Tex and the rest of the MIBR are trying to figure out what the timings are here.
It'll be tough here. Right now, it's probably in the next 10 seconds you're hoping to get a pick. Because there's a trip here, I don't know if you really want to updraft that, and it looks like he's not. I was going to say that would be a big element of surprise for Ospas and Mazzino to potentially make it happen, but as they realize here that they have reached a roadblock. Falling back to save. Great ult by Cryo to get all the info, and on top of that, identifying that there's only one person on the A site, take that duel, open up the site. That really kept MIBR at bay, playing passively towards the spawn. And 100 Thieves had the whole map to take care of, or that they could utilize, rather, to their favor after that information.
And it's been pretty confirmed for 100 Thieves they can find a fight at Satellite there, or somebody will kind of be on ramp to fight and fall off, so they go for it with that possibility of a Cryo ult some point in the round. But yeah, that insta-peek out, defeating the Prowler that then eats Zekin, and the follow-up from 100 Thieves is just too strong across the map.
And Asuna has been having some nice little satchels on the executes. You saw one earlier on the top of the boxes of a canteen, this time playing on the top of Generator, so using a lot of that elevation to their advantage. And if you're continuing to play this 1-3-1 for the side of MIBR into this mid-round, it'll be very difficult right now to deal against that. Especially when I'm talking about that comp, you have basically a dog that's being used right now, so what do you really have on the retake besides flash contacts? So they have to make sure that they stay on their toes for MIBR to really clear all the corners.
Timotino making a lot of racket here. They're inserting Asuna into spawn as well, which is going to be weird. Timotino gets dropped, though. They have to be able to control sight for Asuna to really do anything spawn, and they're trading kills back and forth, punch for punch here in sight. And it's actually MIBR that come out on top.
Phantom moments in these fights, all through smokes. Nice little molly to keep them at bay that allows here Verno to heal up the rest of MIBR, but also the window for 100 Thieves to go for a plant. Unfortunately, out of this one, too, no big ults coming out for both Bang and Asuna, but they could continue to play out towards that spawn in the post plant.
Can ask for two of the longest standing players on the squad, right? Especially Asuna. Bang back and forth, but still there.
Yeah, Bang with a little asterisk there.
little asterisk, but it still counts.
Prepare for hellfire.
Looking to force out some hands, orbital strikes, not going to have any effect here. Bang opens with one shot, and they still have safety on the site. This coverage that they're doing can protect each other. But Verno says no. The Guardian comes up, and they're able to get the 2-strike onto Bang. Either side made it impossible, and that's another round for MIBR here. They squeak out.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about in terms of what you want to clean up for MIBR in these hectic fights. The way that they slowed down, knowing that they had a 3 versus 2, but after you have Zekin dying, you have identification of at least one player. Now you played a 2v2. Verno wins that first fight, and they make sure that they swing together for that last little kill here. Because you talk about an all-star roster for MIBR, but a lot of these fights were a lot more individualistic for these players for the last couple of weeks, which defined a little bit of their downfall for a lot of these matches against Envy, against Cloud9. A little bit less against Leviathan, though. But it still happened.
Big round for MIBR right here. If they can get a 5th going into the half, already pushing down out of B. Cypher set up onto A here for Tex to stop them from getting in. They got to be careful about the retaliation, how long they spend out here. You can see Ospas just holding the line as Zekin made it sound like they were dashing away.
Easy shot, too, for Ospas.
Yeah.
Now Prowler came from so far away that it's easy for him to wait down that line and just punish Asuna dropping down. Another early man advantage for MIBR. A scout coming out with the dog, fully clearing the A sign, but this is already being heard, seen by the side of 100 Thieves, so it's time to use that walk glitch. Contact into the A main.
Bang can cook something with an orbital strike if they still want to use those as an entry tool to get in on this. It looks like smokes come up first.
Smoke's down. Beacon down.
The crash out onto sand. It gives them a little bit better sight at what's happening in the front of A, but they're still going to get cut off here. Tex is hiding around his own util in sight, and he gets 2. That's absolutely huge here, leaving just Cryo and Timatino with the spike down.
Last
really
round,
realizing.
2.
A little hot foot. They get out with too much damage done. They need an opening kill here if they're going to make this possible. That was a big one from Timatino, but he's got a lot on his plate for the rest of the round, and it's not going to be enough. Zekin with 2 finalizers, and that's going to be a 5-7 first half.
Able to keep it close, too, for MIBR with the last following rounds to end the half. Great recuperation, too, coming out of it since the timeout from Fraud. Great shot, but I love the dancing shoes of Tex here. He's been such a good player around this map, around this site. And to keep the dream alive now on this first map as we head into the second.
Nice, guys. Let's go, guys.
MIBR mounting a bit of their...
Between both of these teams, and a big gamble for 100 Thieves as well. Out of the 3 maps, 2 of them was never played by them on this stage. As Sideshow mentioned, sometimes it just comes down to just making sure that you win Breeze. But so far, doing an excellent job on the first map of Fracture, MIBR's pick.
Quick opener. That's not any time to wait on this. They're going to jump down with the shorties right into Arcade and absolutely smother MIBR without a chance to think. And now Tex is like, okay, I'll go see what I can do. Oh my gosh. Timatino making a call. And they all just get into position here. And it shows you 100 Thieves want to be just ready to explode if they have the protocol ready in these instances.
And it's so unfortunate when you're looking at these storylines of MIBR kind of like faltering and whatnot, and people are going to criticize Tex a lot. But look at how many scenarios where he has to play a 1 versus X's. Like, how can you win this when you still have Timatino alive and Bang and Cryo, right? And even the IGL around that to support. So it almost shows to me that 100 Thieves and MIBR are somewhat similar in a sense, because for 100 Thieves, it's a lot about the 4 players making a lot of noise, and Cryo is able to have a little bit more of a free reign to lurk around.
Crazy.
So MIBR is doing similar things, trying to create the diversion so that you can have late lurks coming out from Tex. But the unfortunate thing right now is that MIBR are still, at least in that pistol round, finding some gaps that they can't really clean up here in these chaotic fights.
The scoreline here for 100 Thieves is ridiculous in just showing how much util is being fed into Asuna and Timatino. With the kills that they have, everybody else taking the assists on this run, cleaning it up, ready again behind each other. 3 for 100 Thieves and a few more for Asuna as he dips his hand in the fight. They get another win here in the second half.
You don't want these guys to be red hot here in the first few rounds. Arsenal was farming in the pistol the next few that had already a showstopper in their bonus round. Now Team Latino is 3 away of getting the overdrive. These nice picks from the Outlaw. Great work once again from the Duelist, but you just mentioned it here, Riv. The support in terms of the amount of util coming out. Crossfires too, to making sure that these players are getting picks. Osna already dropping a casual 20 bomb in 14 rounds of play.
Fighting straight into door as well towards A halls. And even on your gun round, you're going to feel like you don't have initial control. That's annoying.
Yeah. Silver lining for now for MIBR is that they have plot armor to play against Team Latino's Outlaw. Everybody went with full shields across the board. That means here no mollies for the post plant for Mazzino. One flash available still here for Verno.
Timotino. Nope. Okay, one hit.
Plot armor.
Plot armor. Tex keeps that. Look at them. They're just hunkering down here. They're like, okay, we have to make a move now. Now. Their hand is forced, and it is forced well. Mazzino gets the opener on Cryo. Having heaven control is going to be huge for the rest of the team to move in, as just on the other side of the wall is going to be the rest of 100 Thieves for this play, and it's huge by MIBR to shut down the site retake. Vora now left alone towards spawn here with a Spectre, and MIBR finally work that map the way they want and really get around 100 Thieves.
Came down close, so after the first whiffy shot from that flank on the defensive side, MIBR felt like they were trapped and cornered.
Yeah.
Also losing Zek into paint shells at the front of that B line. Well, I saw Verno just trying to desperately heal him up with them trying to fall back from that paint shell throw from Asuna, but thankfully, as the util dwindles down for this side of 100 Thieves, MIBR chose to re-hit and won their duels to get into the site. Salvaging here their gun round with only losing Zekin is actually huge.
I think it's funny to see, though, how kind of they got up to that arcade space. They were a bit timid to take it. Enough time for Timotino to come around. But when they did need to activate, they just did.
Yeah.
So just do. Just go. Don't think about it. Just do. Don't talk about it. Be about it. See if MIBR can keep this momentum up here as they strike back on that bonus round of 100 Thieves.
Already an early op as well. So we went from Outlaw to Operator, line being held towards that tree side, and as it pops up with the camera, nothing's there. So for MIBR, they're already fast tempo towards this A site. Here comes that fight towards that back south side, and Tex wins it against the op.
Whoa. That pressure from across the map isn't going to feel the same now for 100 Thieves. MIBR doing great chip damage as well through the smokes as the Phantom game continues here on Fracture. And now they get to plant down for Hall security.
That's such a huge kill too, because that allows now for them to play outside of that site to play the pulse plant spam.
Door open.
Beautiful.
That was just a trick, opening the door and being ready for the full fight. 100 Thieves fall immediately. And now it is just a save by Vora.
Couldn't be a worse peekaboo moment than that there for 100 Thieves, because they had iPad out, we're getting ready to smoke down, getting ready to fight towards that aiming control, and Verno calls for that timing. Opens the door with a Sky Flash. Doesn't pop it so that the rest of the team could just fight in front of it. And 100 Thieves got mowed down. And this is the strong point here for MIBR with this comp. That's how it dominated too for the map pick against Leviathan, was having more rounds on the attack side with both Zekin and Aspas at the point. Look at that shot. That was huge there. A big win for Tex to win that against Team Latino. Because again, it allows for them to play safely towards that back of the A ramp or A holes without having to be worried about a flanker.
Nobody goes down either, flawless, so you keep your cash, keep the econ, and they're going to put a sheriff round in the hands of 100 Thieves as well. It's rounds from MIBR because they took so many attack side ones. Is this the start of another one of those run of rounds? We'll have to see, as it looks like it's actually going to be quite focused, a 2-3 split towards A. The big focus on Satellite. Nothing yet. Just trading util.
Dog did see a lot though. Yeah, that gets them ready for that for sure.
Ooh. Tex and Osboss with a few openers as they're trying to hide within all these. Oh, they know their feet are showing. They know their feet are showing. They're cooking. Timotino is able to come up with a kill onto that one, and now 100 Thieves have 2 set and ready. Yes, Tex is low. Osboss only has the operator. Hasn't been able to enter the site because it's been trying to keep safety on the back line and the rotation. Timotino goes searching through the smoke.
He had overdrive.
And a shot from Osboss. Bang thinks he can get out for a situation to play the post plant, but it's not possible. MIBR grab another round.
I don't like that, man. We had that smoke already towards the main. He has overdrive too. If they were trying to, if they already had contact in Sens and those 2 players were in there, well, Bang still has the Marshall. He could play that range to look towards that spot. And him just walking in and giving his life away doesn't give him a chance to really get that round.
Holy shit, that was scary, but we won the round. Let's go.
It feels like that's been a lot of the rounds, right? Remember when Timotino came up behind Tex and then he was hiding behind the box? They push it. It seems they need the nerves. It's kind of what Erday said. It seems like the nerves are actually making MIBR play to their par.
So there you go. No op on the side of 100 Thieves on the defense. They tried to trap play too with both duelists and also the Vora Prowler, but they're not throwing a C's. Nice little peek by Osboss.
The opening shots from him have been crucial for MIBR.
And I just want to add right now, too, when you're looking at the positioning of a 4-1 setup for 100 Thieves, it's still quite good because you're thinking of Cryo's position. He could still play solo on top of Heaven, especially against this comp, right? We'll hold that thought. So he has to now anchor towards this B site solo for now.
They would know anybody stuck where Cryo is based on that util now. But it's not the site they want to hit. Tex just gets squished on the other side of the map here as MIBR focuses on B for a moment, and 100 Thieves is focusing on keeping moving.
Bang's rotating through spawn as well, so there's no orb control for him to be able to get an orbital strike to delay, so they're going to have to try to flood retake in this post plant.
Vora went across the rope. Now they have one coming from every angle here on A. It would be tough to do it without waiting for just one more, which is Cryo, but it does look like MIBR is set up pretty good to hold these angles. Osboss makes it true with one shot. Here's that door open, and they try to get a distraction play with Bang, but it doesn't work. It just becomes tougher now to even get into this. They're still going to try, though. They know where Vora is. A slide out from Zekin, and MIBR have absolutely started to feel the groove.
The high gear jiggle peek, too, is nice from MIBR. Again, it worked really well for 100 Thieves for that 4-1 setup, but you have that pain point to deal with. Osboss with the operator here. Allows them to work around that map when 100 Thieves work really proactive around the quarters, so a lot of room to breathe, a lot of room to work with for the side of MIBR, and they kind of broke the ankles on that fake hit on that side with the ultis.
They're reacting so well right now. I mean, it usually means they've lost the player, but it just seems like the play is so much more confident with what they need to do and they know they need to do. Get into that site.
Bring them down.
A little adventure here from 100 Thieves. Oh, the shotgun. He's been so quiet, just under the radar all game, but making the impact plays when they need to come in. Another ultimate that's going to allow the team full information on what's happening.
Doesn't want to pick up the rifle here. Oh!
I know exactly where you are.
Just the moment on that timing of the ping between members being seen as Mazzino cleans one up in sight. He's going to be forced around. His amazing amount of ultimates just get thrown that way. And they're still scattering for the spike.
2 ults just to guarantee 1. That's still some space for MIBR to work with.
Trying to peek with a stinger over and over, just be a gnat, annoying as they can in these situations, and it is going to be MIBR that find the final kills to get a 10th round here in the second half.
Nice try by 100 Thieves, too, to leverage their ultimates to try to convert that round, especially after the info that they getting just themselves prepared for the flood retake with the showstopper and an orbital strike. Unfortunately, there, even with the information that you get from the neural theft, Cryo still wanted to peek out to try to pick up the weapon and got punished by Tex right away.
Guys, I did everything I could to lose, and you guys still won. Yeah!
So I just want to get back to that previous point when I was talking about whys that you had for 100 Thieves who are just walking around trying to find some information.
It's great identifying by MIBR to make sure they're getting those openings, get these rounds in their favor too. Let's see if they can stop the timeout of 100 Thieves here. Or is this actually the Doom Bros answer? He pulled out the PowerPoint and unleashed one of the talks.
Lots of pings coming out for MIBR as well, so they're just trying to scout for now to see potentially what the setup could be for Cryo.
Oh, that
Nice
was
shot
supposed
by
to be a
Asuna.
cleanup there for the dog, and then Zekin to go in, but Asuna read the play just as well. And they have slowed here. Cryo continues to creep into sight, thinking the solo play is the way, and there's one for his name, a second one he'll sign off on. And now Ospas just at the bottom of the stairs. And with the spike there, Cryo doesn't even need to do any more work. He's just waiting for the team to converge on his position.
Loving how Cryo's playing this so far, too. Just immense value that he gets with the shorty inside smokes.
Oh, he's going to do it, isn't he?
Oh, that timing.
Oh, okay. It's always harder to shoot at somebody that's not looking, right?
One tap,
right?
one tap.
Boom. Timotino and Bang coming up on a few more, and a big timeout for 100 Thieves there.
Who am I kidding?
Again, the aggression coming out from Cryo. It pulls me back to that piss around where he got two shorty kills. Close range, jumping down into Arcade 2 to get another one inside that smoke. I love that he's really being proactive around the map and not giving too much space around this B site.
One enemy remains.
Which again is what our praise that Tex was able to do over on the A side previously. I love the work that the Cyphers are putting in right now on defense.
He's Cryo understanding on what util's getting dumped into the site and not usable for his position is super good too. Fast? Faster than fast. And Hasana ready. Kills Zekin just like that. A second round in a row to get the first blood.
That's also the reason why you have low kills across the feed for 100 Thieves, because Asano's taking them all.
Yeah, everything's being fed to the grinder right now. Aspas playing it very slow. He just needs to get the second shot down. A concuss, it couldn't happen, and the 100 Thieves are going to run away with another round as Verno is in A-Halls, even Spike just in front of him.
That's crazy, too, to dash in for Aspas and trying to go for a quick scope in the bottom of the site. I think at that point you have to give the operator somebody else like Tex or something. Switch out the rifles, have your duelists go in.
Yeah. Bit of taking that space, everybody on the same page for a call, and you're hoping it's going to work situation. And you don't know that 100 Thieves still has an answer for it. 40 seconds left here. Verno going to play all the time in the world. Why not grab Norb and a bit more of what he can find out info-wise.
Yeah, way more important for him to stay alive than to try to do some econ
30
damage, because 100 Thieves are still kind of rich.
Well, they're feeling it. They're just pushing through, and they're going to be richer on that. 11 rounds for 100 Thieves here. A flawless on that, too, to build the economy. And just as the scoreboard comes up again, you'll just... It seemed like MIBR had that attack string of rounds ready. And now they've hit a brick wall.
Yeah, it's all thanks to First Blood's really falling into the side of 100 Thieves for now, and also the Phantoms putting a lot of value into these fights. Laser beaming his Asuna in these moments. 25. What we could potentially see too from the positioning on the south side right now from Mazzino is that if you move on this spot, you could still smoke on top of Heaven. You could still do a couple of fakes here over on the A site if you can, while the rest are playing walk contact towards the arcade.
Just one. And they activate already. Other side of the map is an option. They don't have to worry. Why not hit arcade, says 100 Thieves. And they tip their hat to MIBR with a quick kill on Tex.
I think it was also a camera from Cryo, if I'm not mistaken. So as soon as that gets shot, it's like, okay, well, that's green light, go. And already a player down. And that's a trip's gone too, so that gives an opportunity now for players to even take aggressive lines. You're already seeing Timotino walking down, taking the space, covering one quadrant of the map. And all three players on a crossfire set up to hold B site for 100 Thieves.
Asuna just did a fake runaway and spawn. Still stays in the position, actually almost kitty corner now to Zekin as they're moving around each other. And they've anchored site at this point. A different way to play it for sure. They're going to have each other's backs immediately as everybody pours out of the tower. And MIBR is waiting after that util. Trying to pause the clock just a little bit, but still Asuna swings it around for two. Zekin's going to be able to get overdrive online, but Timotino is still down there as Zekin not overheating at all here. Heating up just perfectly to get it. Oh my God, he's trying to force this plant just to get the positioning for himself. Knowing Vora is close and one underneath, he does buy that time. And he's back up to HP though. Timotino with the operator, close range.
Rifle now.
And they just wait. Oh, it is operator. It is a rifle now. Thank you. They're calling it that he's peeking. He's going back and forth. Slides in. Timotino tries to get the 1v1. Zeko on. Zekin on the ace. Looking for it. He hits it and nails it. Zekin grabs the ace and the clutch.
Another error out from Timotino in his high-octane moments. The first one walking through a smoke earlier on when they're playing a 2v2. This time just trying to slide to confirm a kill when your teammate's low.
One enemy remaining.
You already spotted him forward. Vora could have moved forward at the same time as well. But I guess he was also just trying to push Zekin back so that Vora could get that pick. Unfortunately here, Lady Luck not on the side of the slide. And you have a big ace clutch coming out from Zekin.
That's incredible. Never take this guy off Duelist, right? Never.
Yep.
Holy moly. And they have to be pumped up after that. It's exactly what MIBR needed to get back into this and make sure they can get to 12 first. Tex hiding, peeks out. He's going to get cleared immediately as this push from 100 Thieves remains consistent from the A-Halls area. Gives MIBR a little space. What a shot. And that's the spike. Not down yet. It is just down on the ground. And that means MIBR has to scramble, push forward into spawn. It puts him in a weird spot. And Bang and Timotino are going to take control of that. 17 and 14. Osbos going to clear one, but the second, the third are too many. Vora cleans that up, and 100 Thieves are on game point for map 1.
And that's what you wanted, right? When you're trying to create a diversion, having players with you. Love that they push out towards that spot. It seemed obvious at some point, maybe something that Doomrose has seen from past tapes. So an instant relay bolt to flush Tex out and to get the pick. And that puts now 100 Thieves at map point on MIBR's map pick. No more timeouts available. Asuna 29 and 15 in this first map. 4 players now, or make that 3. They're looking for a north side crunch, so a little bit of room to breathe here for MIBR to rush in with little that they have to try to win this fight over on the A site.
They stick together here, Vans.
They have
Everything's going to come from teamwork. Overtime has to come from teamwork to make that dream work here. The spam goes through, but Ospas is able to clean up Cryo in sight here. 100 Thieves do not have control of A anymore, and MIBR start to encroach a little bit further. Ospas decides to actually back off on this as he is low and tries to get the safety.
Trying to get healed up at the same time. Yeah. Trying to keep him at bay here so they can use the orbital strike from the side of Mazzino.
A great Seekers to do that and buy time, but Ospas still falls. And now it's Timotino just on the right, trying to drop into sight. 2 members of Tex and Mazzino for MIBR still anchoring right next to that spike here. 100 Thieves looking to end the map. MIBR want to push the overtime here, and 100 Thieves look to sign off on it with just Vora trying to take down Verno. It's not enough. He's slowed. He's going to be out.
Not planning for him.
Not planning for him. Diffuse goes down. Bang's going to have it. 100 Thieves persevere on their first Fracture play to win it 13-11.
And what a battle to start here. This first map, or just team fights in general.
Yeah, it's going to definitely be a different look from 100 Thieves as well. Just not in the agents, but how they're playing it right. It was very Asuna and Timotino fed last time. They'll be opening up the space with, like you said, slicing the angles more so and a little bit more work on their own shoulders to make sure that goes through successfully. A bit of a back position played by Tex here so they can play a retake on A site. MIBR is just going to filter this info over and look to have a safe retake. Actually, they're going to go all the way around with 4, and Tex is going to keep playing his life. Smartly done.
And that's good. For 100 Thieves, just flashing and double peeking, they know it's going to be a big flank from behind.
Yeah.
So 100 Thieves, they have the choice. Yeah, all of them are moving in towards main. Here is that big team fight coming.
The Royal Rumble in lobby. Not even acting as a one-way. Everybody's got to kind of squeeze the peak around here. As 100 Thieves start to light up the kill feed. It slows down for a moment as Spam comes through the box to see what anyone can pick up in the fight. Trying to get the heal through, and that was actually a hot spot for Mazzino to stand and Asuna's kill. And yeah, they're just going to walk through here. Try to give Verno a big hug. He doesn't allow it. He doesn't want it. And it's not going to be the 1v1. They've got to get that defuse down almost immediately as Timotino starts to play. Ring around the Rosie and does not give enough time for Verno here. And that pistol round is 100 Thieves.
And I love it for 100 Thieves. There's no point in flipping the map because the spike's already planted. So you get the information that they're giving up the back site. You know the flank is coming in from potentially double doors or from main. So they all rotate back towards the main side. And look how annoying. One smoke with the upgrades that we have now. 20 seconds pretty much on that smoke that was left by Bang. Didn't give a chance for MIBR to have the cleanest of fights moving back and regaining space towards A main. There's still util to delay on Asuna with a flash. This is just beautiful here, coordination and also stoic holds on the side of the Thieves. Another pistol round under their belt, and now it's just down to the orb control on the attack. Asuna already moving forward. They shielded up, so he gets now past the halfway mark. They mentioned it at the desk here with 3 ults in 1 half. Well, now with a Phoenix, you have a chance to potentially even do 8 ults if Asuna continues to farm like he did on that first map.
Just keep orb grabbing. And they're going to push out. MIBR has an idea, so everybody at B knows they're about to see a plethora of players. Aspas has to drop off of ladder height. Doesn't get a kill on that one. Bang slowly creeps it in as they just inch out the rest of the members of MIBR to finalize the round. A nice trip is going to alert them of the flank and Timotino's quick outlaw. And just like that, 2 rounds for 100 Thieves as we start Breeze.
And that's also the biggest reason why we have this switch between Asuna and Timotino in these roles, right? We were joking around is just because of the troll ults that you kind of had at Timotino and Phoenix in the past, but most importantly is it's around the power of the snipe for Timotino. You know that Asuna is a heavy fragger, likes to be aggressive as well, and quite smart too in terms of trying to find his fight in terms of duels with rifles. And Timotino more of a sniper for the team, so it just makes sense now to give it to an escape artist like a Neon. It allows for you to take these fast rotates to get value off the snipe. So that's the Outlaw looking towards the A main. Excuse me, towards middle double doors. As the A main's actually being controlled by Zekin with the Vandal.
Still just playing a smoke delay on multiple fronts here. As they have Aspas playing on ladder. I don't know if they didn't see him last time or he wants to play that until it goes into effect. But they hold 3B multiple rounds in a row now. This 100 Thieves are going to look to attack A once again. The smoke reset. That's going to be the walk-up flash through, right? So try to get the drone clear onto one and then pound right through A with the run it back to start. Oh my God, Timotino was in front of it, so he can just be with the flash. What a neat way to get peeking on that and open this space up for the rest of the team. Oh my gosh. They know how close they are.
Just great on Mazzino and Zekin to fall back, though, to make sure that they stay alive and they can flood retake as a team. Door to be open to create a pressure out towards the main side. That's actually going to keep Asuna anchored up on that side. And now they could start moving in here from both Troll and double doors.
Just trying to slice it. Who's going to dice first? It's only going to be Bang out on the right side of Crab there, so it's going to get dangerous for him if the team can't clear MIBR as they start to cross over to the other side of the sites. Site still being held, though. Cryo gets the first kill. Asuna, a slight delay in vision there as Cryo and Asuna still come up with the kills. 100 Thieves have no trouble sourcing the rest of the members of MIBR, and it will not matter that it's their bonus. They only lose Cryo.
On top of that, too, Asuna was going for the big flank in the end on the side exec from MIBR. I didn't even put into account here after a plant for the side of Bang that you have a Reckoning available as well. So in their bonus round, able to have 2 ults is huge to stall the gun round for MIBR. And unfortunately, the woes continues in the camp of Fraud. Losing pistol, losing bonus, and already you have to start playing the comeback game, and you have no money to work with. A Stinger, no armor from Mazzino, and he's playing that solo towards the A side.
Timotino can already call mid. They see that MIBR is trying to get active for a low buy round, and the information doesn't stop coming for them. They can now get together here and make sure they're in the right spot to just clean up this elbow push. Another shot at Aspas will do it. And it's already numbers up for 100 Thieves here in round 4.
Yeah, I don't want to see that happen when you're allowing Asuna to farm these kills too. So look at that, even giving the spike to Asuna for the plant. He'll get the ult into the next round. So the more you're waiting here for Mazzino, the more it's easy right now for 100 Thieves to continue to snowball. The next round is potentially another ult for Asuna. Works out well for 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
Aspas just tried to go for a peek dash back, but that was a big tell that they were going to swing a couple of players outside of that, so 3 players were already ready for the side of the Thieves to not allow any surprise factor to come out for that peak of MIBR.
And Cryo has just been lurk master on this. The audio he grabs there to set Timotino up to shoot back towards tunnel and then push. They have a lot of control on this. And MIBR back to guns, back to Aspas with an operator.
Control's been the win con for 100 Thieves against Loud last time around too, and they want to continue this. Disrespect MIBR, and they've done so well since the first map. Now let's see how they activate here on this round number 5.
One there. Wait, I'm flashing.
Go. Charging.
Refight.
Fighting me.
Yeah.
Hibernate.
Upper dead.
Last player standing. Spike down A.
What a hold in the end by MIBR as well.
Really good match.
Mazzino and Zekin controlling the A side.
Careful now. They found my wire.
Now
little
Cryo
more.
solo, yeah. I mean, what can you do? Flash is already spotting him there as well. But again, we were just talking about Control going into how good they were on Loud, and that's always a start that they kind of had. Just hot hands being thrown on that side, trying to control the orb, trying to get the ult ready. But look at how patient you stayed on the side of Zekin and Mazzino, using not only the Storm Surge to stall, to try to find blinds, you also have concusses from the Rayleigh bolts from the side of Zekin, and they slide through double swing through the one-way, and it's so hard for 100 Thieves to answer back onto this one.
Yeah.
So MIBR able to do a little bit of what 100 Thieves did on the pistol round by throwing that one-way and making it very disruptive for one team to take control of the orb. But nonetheless, that death still allows a running back to be available here. Yeah,
Still reckoning.
Yeah, question mark there.
Question mark, yeah. I mean, you push forward Zekin. They put a lot onto that one play. Hopefully have enough to retake on the other side of the map. Doesn't mean the round is over by any means there. Just get to see what MIBR had on the mix for the start of the round. Still kind of delaying the plant, getting it just right. As they finally get it down. Timotino going for the 1v1 here. Oh my gosh, he closes the gap on Tex like that through the archways. But there's a fight on the other front. Zekin and Aspas are making this possible here for MIBR as Mazzino comes through with a quick kill. MIBR lighting up that kill feed enough to make 100 Thieves start to squirm in sight now.
4v2 as well. Advantage for MIBR. Overdrive available for Zekin.
Bang. Bang again. Verno's not going to let it happen. Aspas comes around for another kill there as MIBR start to wake up here on round 6.
I respect the play for 100 Thieves. You saw Bang hesitating on these plants, but because the more space that Timotino was able to get towards that spawn, the more you wanted to edge it back towards the back of the site to give yourself a chance to play a post plant crossbar setup in the back of that B site. But now you had high tides being thrown just before. Tex falls, and then the rest of the retake was still quite good because they went for, what, a double, triple flank. Really kind of caught 100 Thieves off guard a little bit there, and ended up being a good retake for the Brazilian organization.
Back to this A main fight to start, though. Let's see how much they can tempt out of this, and they're not going to give it time. Near sight misses on that one, actually hits outside as they get the kills they want, though. It doesn't matter if the util's hitting, they're looking for the shots to count. And Zekin realizes this one needs a pause for cause. He still gets taken down on that hotline towards Crab.
But once again, those two players are taking full advantage of the control of the A side. Both Mazzino and Zekin, util positioning, rifles out in their favor, and that's going to have to change the plan for 100 Thieves of conditioning that they can't take control of the A site. They're going to have to start somewhere else, which might give Aspas value with the operator now.
Asuna knows that's a line. Tries to push him off for now. Looks like 100 Thieves will just play this one out until they can get themselves walked into a site. They should be able to choose the weaker one with this pathing at least. And Asuna watching any of the transitions.
MIBR okay with this as well. Just stay as a pack, let them plant. Who cares? We'll get around, we'll bring it closer. But you see the pings coming out here from Asuna, hearing the full rotate coming across. So he's going to take that space, and Cryo's full rotating back here towards A main.
There's a lot of angles here, though. This could get the better of him. He sees one up top. This calls back the rest of the team.
Oh.
And he just wonders if anybody else is still hiding Crab just towards main. It's Cryo. There's going to be one, but too many members of MIBR as now they inch closer to tying this one up. 3-4.
Yeah, big fight by Mizzino too to win that one against Arsenal. Currently 8-5. Who's been, for me at least, when I'm thinking about Mizzino with the Harbor, was back in like Leviathan days with Ospas, where he was probably one of the best Harbors that we currently had in that release of the initial Harbor.
Yeah.
This time being a little bit more of an assist player with the kit, not really putting up numbers on the kill feed, but this time around is definitely doing it. All right, the vibes are also changing too.
Yeah.
Seeing Verno being a little bit more vocal versus being knifed twice in a row. Let's move our players on that side as well.
It's kind of like a revamp of their pistol round strat here, where we saw Tex just playing his life when he did get action on A. We'll see how it works with the ults for MIBR here into round 8. Ospots on a forward line immediately, and they see the barrel of the operator outside the smoke. This elbow push. Almost going to have to be pressured now to keep going in. Relay bolts from both sides just to deny more play as they start to mirror each other. The kills are going to go in favor of 100 Thieves. It's not over yet, though. Timotino slides in as they're trying to create more space. What a blind. A near side, rather, to come through, and Asuna is going to be able to pick those up.
Yeah, big storm surge coming out from Bang. I mean, it was drafted up there. This was the one-way smoke conditioning that you still had on the defense from the side of Mizzino, and then you're hoping that it funnels players towards this B side with the op. You already saw here for 100 Thieves, they decide to orb up the front of that B side to control orb for Asuna on that side, and unfortunate there. As you mentioned, Riv, the barrel of the gun sticking out, and that's an easy spam for 100 Thieves. And if the barrel wasn't even there, maybe they just spammed it out of pure luck too, and instantly got that kill.
It was just right against the wall, right? You're going to spam both of those and a little bit in the middle.
And to be able to win this round off a timeout with full ults still available, none of them being utilized for 100 Thieves, that's a big win in the column here and turnaround after the talk from NBS with the rest of the team. The money's still good here for MIBR, so Texas hoping to duel one guy and take him away, but that drone is going to fully push him off, and he'll save the weapon to fight into the next round. Big conversion once again for 100 Thieves. But I do like the start from MIBR with Ospas on the op on defense. Remember how 100 Thieves are playing this triple slice on the attack. They are fairly slow for a lot of these rounds and are defaulting against the last two teams that they faced off against, right? Loud being the most recent one that you could remember. So you're trying to get, oh, it was a drop smoke. That's what happened. Knees, feet, everything was showing. Easy kill in the end. That was nice there by Bang. But again, just to continue with the point of the operator on defense, if it's a slow play for 100 Thieves when they're defaulting like they were in the past, it allows for Ospas to try to get aggressive lines and to hopefully gamble for a pick.
Well, those picks will keep coming. Operator there, 3,800 on economy, and Blades to suffice for a round when he doesn't have it. See if they can stop the run it back. Asuna's not going to be stopped by smoke. Splashes throughout. He doesn't realize he's just running by a few to find some more. It still counts, though, as Verno stops to run it back for now. 100 Thieves has already gained the space as they just creep in. They're literally standing on top of each other right now. And Timotino's going to find that out as he takes down Tex, and the rest of 100 Thieves surge through the site.
It'll be hard to retake. Think about it. Ospas at least has to pull out the Blade Storm, so that is maybe something doable for that retake to happen for MIBR.
What a job avoiding the op, too. I mean, Ospas gets that. He's going to get points online for the Blade Storm. Wow. It's a symbiotic relationship with him and the operator, but they're going to shut it down. Do you grab it? Do you grab it? No, Vorta jumps away as they say, no, that's not for us at the speed we're moving.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fast lanes moving through, flashes. The pathing from the Asuna is amazing too. You would think sometimes they'll try to wrap around, fight towards that pillar, just so that you could thwart the positioning. The off angles are being held here on the defensive side of MIBR, but he actually finds that gap. The smirk that he has going through the Berlin Wall, as I like to call it, or half wall for others when you're watching his game on the B site, with no armor. So they are gambling here with house money to try to win this and salvage this round back for 100 Thieves. Against 100 Thieves, rather.
Yeah, this is basically one of those, feels like a final buy here where you are kind of pushing past what you know is okay, but need to get the rounds in your favor now. Asuna right up to the front door, and they find Mazzino instantly. Second's going to be hiding here. They're not playing their lives on this. They have to play in sight with the speed. 100 Thieves is moving. And we saw Bang do that before in B, too. They're just inching forward and finding MIBR hiding behind structures.
Got to give props, though, to the coaching staff, talking to the team, what they've realized now in terms of how MIBR fights towards A main. One simple cage from Cryo doesn't allow for MIBR to swing back and forth, but give audio cues as well if they're trying to fight towards that main side.
Bang holding on main, just making sure the rest of the team is going to be ready. Oh, what a turn there in such a short amount of time. Instant shot back to Verno's face. And now Tex looks to save his weapon here, the operator for Ospas as well, if he doesn't get just a sliver on anybody, but it's not going to happen. 100 Thieves continue to move fast and pull rounds into their favor.
And I think MIBR also realizing, too, that if Cryo is going to start throwing cyber cages in the front of that A site, you can't have Ospas hold an aggressive line towards A either, so a little bit of a salvage shot towards the end. Oh, just died.
They got him. That's incredible. That's huge. They all had almost $0 to $400. They get $2,900 for a third loss bonus. That's not enough to buy an off, man. I'm sorry. You need a coupon or something.
But the scaling right after that, you see here from Asuna, just so nice. So that conditioning from MIBR to control A side is fully thwarted now since that timeout in that discussion. 100 Thieves took full advantage of the pause from Fraud. And they have control once again of this map and series. They go back into the walk tempo, pop with full util into the hold spawn to get value out of Timatino with a scope once again. The walk glitch to clear towards main, but also forcing now MIBR to maybe push into the extremities, push into other lines where they're also still having players able to trade off each other in various positions.
It's got to be such a mind game. Like you said, slowing that pace down now, finally picking up the spike, almost 40 seconds into the round. As Timatino gets the first noise on the round at just about that same time.
Still have a lot of map to work with, though, right? Before that minute mark, they saw nobody push out and aggress towards the middle double doors. Asuna's been inserted towards the A line. And now they just group up with util to take control of towards that A main.
Should be Vora drone, get up here. Timatino's gonna actually just push a little bit. Yo, he takes second shotgun. He pushes forward, sees every member of 100 Thieves now. This should be MIBR hightailing it over to the A site now, and they're still gonna try to fight it. Ospas feeling good on that left side as he's gonna go down to Asuna. Tex drops to run it back just after that kill, unfortunately.
He stays alive, gets that pick, and they have Reckoning for the post plant. So 100 Thieves, once again, huge advantage.
Kind of stuck on Crab for a moment. Should be able to get it out of this without the amount of cover, however, that would cover them from A main here. Wow, I'm just trying to figure out what the answer is. No way, it's another round they go back just to see if they can get number 4 after this. But yeah, that's where the money has been for a few rounds here, and MIBR are forced to save again.
And you could see, too, in these post-plant scenarios that 100 Thieves are not giving anything away to MIBR. You could see those two players from Verno and Tex. You saw in the previous rounds as well with Tex solo or on a 2 versus X. They're trying to find lines to punish players that would be over-peaking. Yet this time around, they throw the cove towards that back of the site. Then you have the recon dart that does get the ping onto even Tex. And MIBR loses that element of surprise and have no choice but to save. It's just very nice how they're currently scaling up on these maps and taking full map control, full site control.
30 seconds left.
And playing off each other in these post-plant scenarios and still keeping the Reckoning as a last line of defense to delay one more time if they start losing players. First mid control that we could potentially see now for MIBR. There's big pings moving down. Both duelists trying to look to fight from the mid double doors. Seems like 100 Thieves are ready, though.
I'm out of here.
Whoa.
Has to be a round, right? MIBR about to swap sides, facing an elimination with a possible 9-3 first half, so this fourth would really help to space out that pressure, even if just a little bit more.
And with that smoke being thrown on the defensive side, that's kind of aggro down towards bottom mid, and then the outlosting both players on elbow, it gives a chance now for Cryo to take some space towards that B site because they know about the mid site pressure. Big fight that Cryo just won.
This is the first time we're really going to see the full A fight from MIBR being ready for 100 Thieves to be here, but they choose to back off. They saw the drone, and they're actually going to commit both duelists on a run back and forth while they're not fully anchoring the sites.
And High Tide was already thrown as well, so 100 Thieves are like, well, let's just wait this out. Let's just create that paranoia right now for MIBR to just think of where the action could be.
Nice shoulder peek. Tex gets a hold of that on Cryo. And yeah, that's going to activate the right side of the map. The MIBR is going to have a few smokes to get in. They have Mazino's util, the Reckoning. They have the overdrive from Zekin and Ospas for the Guardian to be firing over their shoulders here. It all has to happen. Perfect, though.
Counter Reckoning would come out on the attack, too, to stall.
Getting split. Getting caught. Near side's about to wear off here as Ospas tries to jump into the fight. Zekin gets a little heated up. A cooldown immediately by 100 Thieves as they're up a member in the situation. Vora keeps it that way as Ospas tries to trade one back, but it's just Tex. And it's a lot to do here. Getting through two members, the Cosmic Divide, and then getting onto the spike in time. Shot onto Timotino, takes him down. He's got the spike in his eyes, so that's not a wonder.
Time.
He's got to go for it the whole way almost now. That's going to be too much. Tex gets the shots onto him, and that is going to be the round for 100 Thieves. There's just not enough time. 9-3 first half as they keep MIBR's backs against the wall.
Oh, it looks so good for MIBR to start when they got the money right here in that round number 5, but then eventually MIBR found, 100 Thieves found the weaknesses and ran away with this first half. And MIBR now are 1 half away of getting eliminated.
Try to
from
win!
the VCT's Americas.
Are any of you trying to win? What?
MIBR looking to keep themselves alive in this playoff match when we come back from the break. BR still looking for an answer here to figure out what 100 Thieves is using and maybe to temper their aggression.
Big win con as well for MIBR with this double duelist was that they were able to get a lot of plants against their opponents in the past, Leviathan and C9 respectively. Now the third time attempting against 100 Thieves, this time on a defense.
Hot hands delay. Pretty telling here with the wall. High Tide as well that they want to get into the site, and it's going to be 100 Thieves already here, Vans. They're already at Crab, ready to crack this one wide open. Timotino and Asuna onto Ospas. It's got to be a pistol round for MIBR, but it's sliding away ever so slightly, and bang! Finishes it up. 100 Thieves are roaring on stage as they grab the second half pistol.
Where's the scaling for the side of MIBR behind the duelist too? The High Tide thrown on the defense from Bang just really slices off everything. Look at that, as soon as the first one comes in on Zekin, Ospas is not there to help out, and then unfortunately the other ones have to be slowed walking through the wall. And you talked about it, they're already ready for the side of 100 Thieves. They had so many players, not only towards the side of Crab, but also between both pyramids to just trade off and flank from behind. A strong pistol once again, and potentially pistols that will continue to eat and create nightmares for MIBR.
They're getting a buy into this round. Zekin starts it off. They have stingers to follow up this ghost kill. A few weapons to grab here. Cryos trying to stay quiet. Gets 2, gets 3. Tries to shut down the chances of MIBR, but Mazzino makes quick work of the last 2 in sight. Bang and Asuna trying to get around. Oh my God, a beautiful hot hands arc. The distance was predicted perfect. And now it's just Ospas with 8 HP in a round they were ready to grab.
Let me call back the years for that one. Kobe!
Oh, 11th now for 100 Thieves. And MIBR getting that force buy-in is not going to make any of these following rounds any easier.
Oh, man. And that's no money in the plant for the next round, too. This was a force buy coming out for 100 Thieves just to try to stay alive.
Careful now.
I'll say it again. Kobe!
Just when you're about to put it right down to, you're like, okay, at least I can move. At least I'll get away from the util. The timing on that has been absurd.
And what can you really say at this timeout now for Fraud? This is force buys after force buys after force buys for the rest of this half. This is going to be a dangerous one here. At least they'll have stingers with full shields. So no guardians, no glass cannons. Play close range. Use the utility you have currently here with the High Tide to close the gap and keep the fights in close range.
quick from MIBR, but that's just to get feet moving on the side of 100 Thieves. Works for a moment, but it doesn't look like anybody's uncomfortable just yet. Oh, that was eyes, you think, for Timotino? If he would have caught, so yeah, they all saw what was going down through mid on that rotation. Reckoning comes in. Let's listen in to see how this is working.
Wally, wait.
One more.
Nice.
Nice.
One
Half wall, half wall.
One more.
Going left side, guys.
Trip,
I'm
guys.
healing you. Guys, chill for a second.
Giant heal. Chill, giant heal. They're gonna fall, just hold.
Just hold.
Relax. They're good flank, okay?
Far two.
He was both, I'm gonna smoke deep.
I'm gonna drop right now. I'm dropping.
Go be flank, I'm gonna plant.
Fight left together. Nice. Fight left.
Let's fucking go, guys. Let's fucking go, guys.
And that's what we wanted to see here for MIBR. I think the difference is from comms as well. When I was trying to remember their comms, trying to fight for B heaven space on split before, I heard keep fighting, but no assertive calls of where they want to fight. This time around, it's not only keep fighting left. So it allows now other players to swing out and making sure that they're all on the same page. Because really in that chaos, sometimes in 2v2s, you saw them just kind of spread out a little bit more and give up their lives on 1 versus 2 scenarios when it's close range on these fights. So that's a nice little cleanup here. But again, this is now 4-11. There's a lot of rounds that they need to play right now for MIBR to try to keep this game close and doable for them to win.
I'd want Ospas and Zekin on attack and not defense if you were doing that. So maybe on the right path already. Huge from Tex to start this off. Denies the column flash. And they're going to get the space in sight that they want. Very nice round from MIBR. Clean sweep on that one and get themselves into the next round with a little bit of cash.
Advantage now for 100 Thieves is that it was an eco in the last round. They still have so many rounds cushioned up. A 6-round lead that they currently have.
Me! They killed me!
It's what it means to be the opener for the team. Selfless.
It's always nice to see, too, Zekin always staying with very positive vibes and attitude on wins and losses.
Just been in about every situation, down or up on an international stage, right? He knows what is possible. Oh, a lot of pressure towards mid. Asuna finds Zekin trying to creep up all alone. Create a little insert situation.
Thought he had a timing, too, and that flash just really caught him.
Oh, forces Aspas to open the door. Give a little bit more sound over there. Push from the dart.
Potentially be a double pump. Right now you high tide to fake on one side. Now you're showing hand on the right side too, and you're forcing a rotate over. It works out. But unfortunately, the timing's off. That spike down, and Verno will have to fall back and meet up with the rest of his team. No choice here. It's up to both here, Aspas and Tex, to hopefully open it up here on this A site when the high tide comes down. And 100 Thieves, they're just going to play numbers. Play fully back. Let them walk in. Flood retake as a team. Don't let right now MIBR to take space on the post plant.
Whoa.
30 seconds left.
Just getting some vision of what's back in sight. Gotta love that from MIBR. Being cheeky with the way they're getting info to make sure 100 Thieves cannot get any damage down. Tex kind of stuck in the situation, gets himself out safely from the relay bolts. And he's gonna force Timotino's hand now. It gets right in his face. Beautifully played by both members of MIBR. But it's still gonna be called down to Aspas here to keep 100 Thieves off game point. Just misses the shoulder of Cryo, but finds the face. And now Asuna attempting a fight, tries to jump the wall, but he's gonna be tempting Aspas here. And you've tempted it too much, tempting fate. It's just one more. Calling up to Vora, the IGL, and Aspas says not yet. Not done yet. A 6th round for MIBR, and they keep 100 Thieves off game point.
What great positioning coming out from Aspas, but it really had to start off with one kill that you needed the other players to step up and take. Look at this highlight reel here from Aspas. Nice jig onto Cryo, making sure here that he plays mind games against Asuna and just plays a time into his favor against Vora.
Getting a Red Bull clutch at the time when you most need a Red Bull clutch, and Aspas is the one to activate.
Yeah. Again, just to highlight too, Tex, an important kill yet to take against Timotino.
Yeah.
Just before Aspas went for that clutch.
Very big to kind of just put everything at double doors and not let him through. And now they have so much more to do as they head towards B. Aspas trying to open up with the Outlaw as well, still using that scope to his advantage to try and catch 100 Thieves in a misplay.
Using an Outlaw bullet to break a trip as well. At least the camera spots both duelists here, and you're seeing 100 Thieves activate slightly. Bang is pushing out to try to find some information. Didn't see anything yet towards mid, as MIBR are holding their grounds. But with the rotate, this might get heard.
You can see the pings going into A. MIBR's final thoughts for this one. Aspas off 2 for the ultimate. Mazzino still has Reckoning. They can get Zekins online here with a kill, and they can snowball the round forward. The site is sliced. Timotino walks up ever so slow. All of MIBR is focused forward here. A little tunnel vision on taking the site. They've got to be moving forward if they're going to be doing this. Timotino gets one shot, breaks the armor right off a text to 1 HP, and Cryo is waiting with open arms inside the site. MIBR scattered a bit, not realizing how many members of 100 Thieves could actually be here, and it's just about all of them. Only Tex left with 1 HP after that fight inside A main, and 100 Thieves continue to have the answer, Vans.
They're going to win this through time as well. Tex has 1 HP. So they're just using the wall to close that gap. Storm Surge hits, or he has to walk through and gets blinded. And 100 Thieves are able to win the round through a thrifty. All from the lanes from Bang's util. Just one high tide covers up all the lanes from the super slice that MIBR was trying to activate inside the A site. The Bucky in the corner as well from Cryo. And Bang just continues to fire up these shots and put 100 Thieves at series point.
That mentally could be a nail in the coffin there with what 100 Thieves is doing and how they're doing it. It's just making MIBR feel like they have this moment, and they take it right away. It's going to have to be a force push through mid. The Bash brothers, Zekin and Aspas here. Storm Surge out of that position, but it looks like Aspas still wants to try and break through, at least to do something. Asuna catches Zekin on the hotline, but Aspas is in. Dagger's just missing onto the pillar, and Shrimp's going to be his demise, as MIBR have 3 standing here. They've got to get together before they start peeking out with these 1v1s. Timotino tries to activate Verno. A nice hold and catch there. This might be one for Vora. Quickly turns. He almost trigger controlled that to see if he could get some more. As he runs into the site, making quite a bit of noise to see if he can pull out whichever way somebody might be shooting. MIBR doing a great job of keeping this series alive, and it looks like they'll be able to push it another round. The util use textbook defense on this post plant, and MIBR bring their rounds to 7.
Huge too as well for the teamwork on who to break that dart so that the other one could stay tucked in. But it came down for this. Not only does Aspas tries to come through and tries to get an opener, but at least there was somebody behind to trade off with them, which was right here, Verna.
See you in the next.
Another round of util use textbook. Gotta keep it going though. Actually have some money in the bank, not money in the bank. They lose too many members on this. Even winning the round is going to be tough for MIBR, so they got to keep as many members alive as possible.
Oh, this is dangerous too now. With that aggressive smoke, they should know that there's a flank coming. Aggression on middle.
Can't tell if they're looking or not. Timotino is still going to be able to get one. That's the overdrive activation. Oh, he is going to wreak havoc in here. Zekins overdrive on the other side too. Gets 2 of his own as Verno's trying to clean up this mid area. Tex just on the other side as they're pinching these 3 members of 100 Thieves. 1 shot, 2 shot. And yeah, it should be just enough here.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Shock Dart puts him down.
Gets himself a Vandal. The spike's right in front. Verno's down to 35 HP. A final shot from the IGL. And Vora locks it down. 100 Thieves move on and dash MIBR's hopes with elimination.
To end it on that side, 400 Thieves winning 2 rounds with Thrifties to eliminate MIBR.